This afternoon we were alerted to an attempted heist at the Claudius substation, where as you can see, these big trucks that came into the substation, they started stripping things and loading the transformer on those trucks. Obviously the community was the first on site, and they've alerted the councillor alerted the police, and the police came on time to basically stop what was happening here. What we are happy is that everything, I think, except for one bakkie, all the vehicles that were here are still here, and there are 10 people that are detained. What breaks my heart this evening is that one of them is the official of the city, and I'm told by his managers that this is one trusted electrician, but someone who's so greedy that they would strip a substation and leave this community without power. I think that's one breaks my heart the most, but I'm just grateful to the community. I'm grateful to the law enforcers that are on site. But this is just one of the cases where we are saying, as the city of Tshwane, it can't be business as usual. It can't be that criminals are ruling our communities. So we are here. We will make sure that we go with them to the Lodiam police station, where they will be charged, and then we will take it from there.
Madam Mayor, this is clearly sabotage. Nothing else. It's infrastructure damage, and it seems to be organized crime.
It is organized crime. Obviously, these people, if you can afford to hire all this equipment, that means you've got money. And it looks like it's not only here, but I think it's a good start for us that we can be seen to be responding when criminals want to take over our lives. But what is clear is that all the issues that we've been having, whether the outages that we couldn't explain to the residents, it's our own officials that have opened up us up to the criminals, because they are the ones who work with criminals. For instance, here we pay security company every month, but the security guards didn't see anything wrong with just opening for strangers to come, strip the whole transformer and being loaded, and he's never alerted anybody that there's a movement that's happening on site. So obviously this is a more coordinated syndicate, but we are saying we're going to clamp it down.
There were one or two other major thefts recently, of especially electrical products, including transformers and cables. The police are saying that they will investigate a link. Are you also suspicious that this syndicate could be involved in those?
Definitely. For instance, when we were in Kwacha, we had a situation where someone basically went to dig for the cables. They knew exactly where the cables are. And that means that these people, they are working together, and they linked. And where they sell these things. And remember, in Tshwane, we've got a situation where there are communities that are paying mini municipalities where people buy transformers and force residents to pay for electricity. That we are suffering losses as the city, where we can't explain where the electricity goes. But there are people who have appointed themselves to be municipalities or ESCOM that supply electricity. And those transformers, we always ask ourselves, where do they get the transformers? Obviously, they're getting them, if not in Tshwane, they're getting them from somewhere, because we are not the only municipality that is struggling with transformers that get stolen. So where we are now, we're saying, together with the South African Police Service, this cannot continue anymore. But also as a city, we need to beef up our security. We can't always depend on human beings that will let us down. So we need to beef up our security.
These criminals are daring. They come in broad daylight, and there's 4 or 5 trucks behind you. There's a crane. There's even a City of Tshwane electrical truck. They probably spend, we are told, about R500,000 on hiring this equipment. What does it tell you, Madam Mayor?
It tells us that we're dealing with a very well-organized criminal syndicate. That's what it tells us, that we're not dealing with micro crime here. We're dealing with people who maybe are not only operating in the city of Tshwane, because one of the detained people here, it's a lady from city of Joburg. Question is, how did a person from Middleburg connect an employee of the city with other employees, hire this equipment from companies, and be able to have access in Lodiam? I mean, of all places, why here? And it means that someone has given them information, and I'm sure they've been learning this, because if you can see the other part, they've started opening the gate, and they were ready to load the second transformer. So this is not work that started this morning. Obviously, they've been working on this for a couple of times. So we need to, when we respond to it, we need to be aware that we're not dealing with just small criminals here.
And you're grateful to the eyes and ears of the community
Definitely.
who made a tip of the young men and
No,
women who are in the
definitely.
area.
I mean, that was the
Management.
first thing I said, to say, when you have a community that works with you as government, because without the eyes of the community, without CPF making the calls to the ward councillor, this wouldn't, with this transformer, now we'll be having a different problem where we have all these areas being out of power. So we're truly grateful to the community, especially the CPF, that puts their lives in danger, because they are helping the municipality to keep the area safe as well.
Thank you very much, madam. Keep your breakfast full,
Goodness.
all this stuff here must be connected to the transformer. If you look at that
So
transformer
our
there,
guy helped them to open here, turn in.
Yeah?
They were supposed to load the second transformer.
That is when it's fully installed.
Yeah.
Yes.
So they stripped all this stuff off from that, which is already on the truck. And the security is at the gate. No, that worries me.
Where is the security now?
They still do. This is actually a red one too.
This is a
And this is Muslim.
Sure. So we must now spend money to put it back together again.
Definitely. Sure.
It is said that there's people that are actually damaging the infrastructure. As the country is trying to get forward, some people are actually pulling it backwards. I mean, you've seen in the video before where people were stealing transformers from a substation, thereby hindering progress in the country. It does not only, affect the residents in there, but it affects businesses and all. So it's actually a much broader spectrum of people that are affected with this. Now, what I want to know is, what's your take on these people that have been caught? More so on the prison sentence that they should get. Should they get 10 years? Should they get 2 years? Should they get a life sentence? So that people are actually afraid of damaging infrastructure. I mean, traffic lights are damaged all over the Gauteng right now, where, you had properly working traffic lights that have been damaged. Please let us know what your take is. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Thank you.